each and every Monday, or at least the first day of our podcast week, the team at Kuby Energy gives us an opportunity to get the week started off right, on the right foot. These are submissions from you, Real Talkers, to talk at ryanjesperson.com or by using our hashtag RealTalkRJ. It's one of our favorite few minutes of every week. It's positive reflections. So we got this email from Gunter, and I wanted to read it. He says, although I'm retired, I've been living in Creston, BC. Beautiful. I mean, you want to talk about backcountry and snowboard and mountains, and boy, is Creston ever a beautiful part of the world. He says, I've been here for the last 10 years, but I still love to keep in touch with so-called real Albertans like you and who we hear on your show. He says, I lived and worked in Calgary for most of my working life, and I always found it hard to get an unbiased view of Alberta politics. That was until Real Talk came along. He says, I especially appreciate the honesty, including your rant on Friday, that one that I think a few people watched, says Gunter. I wish that more Albertans would wake up from their myopia and smell the coffee, says Gunter. Keep up the good work. I think that's a veiled reference to me confessing that we have pretty lousy coffee in studio. I think that's what Gunter was getting at.
Yeah, probably.
How about these ones? We have been in love with, and it's mostly because the animals are okay, but the stories of deer and moose and other, are they called unguloids? Unguloids? Is that what unguloids.
I don't have a frame of reference.
I think that's what you call them. Well, an amazing tweet from a deer that walked into a store in Colorado. I think I need to rephrase that because the tweet was actually not from the deer, but the tweet was about the deer. I'd be more impressed if the deer was sending the tweets than walking into the store.
Ungulate is correct, and that ungulate was not actually sending that tweet.
Okay, the ungulate did not send the tweet. Thank you, Hoyles, for confirming. This tweeted by Joel Capo, who says this store owner in Colorado, after a deer walked in, gave that deer some cookies. The deer then left the store and returned half an hour later with her entire family. And you can see this photo. And look at this. Respecting COVID protocols, just only one deer in the store at a time, all the rest of them patiently waiting at the front door. Absolutely amazing. And did we get the moose photos? Look at this. A moose. No. Had there been perhaps more reflections on the glass, maybe the moose would not have busted into the school. But check this out. A moose, this is amazing, in the beautiful city of Saskatoon. Good morning to you, Saskatoon. A moose finding its way into a classroom. Luckily, nobody was injured, except for maybe the moose, with some small scuffs and scrapes. We're told the little guy was injured. Reports Pat Dubois. Breaking through a window will do that. But help was on the way. And the moose was safely extricated from the school and sent back to the wild where it belongs. How beautiful. I love that. My cousin Graham gets a shout out on the show today. Graham is the 5th generation, raising the 6th generation of Jesperson dairy farmers at the Glory Hills Dairy, just west of Edmonton. As a matter of fact, you turn at the Jesperson farm to get to Friesen Brothers in Stony Plain. But this is not presented by Friesen Brothers. It's presented by Kuby Energy. So I will simply promote Graham's Instagram. He was among those. You know, dairy farmers are up early, right? Always up early. His Instagram at Graham_Jesperson shows the northern lights over the Jesperson dairy barns. It's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. A shout out to the G-Man, my cousin Graham, who listens to Real Talk all the time. He tells me about the technology in the combines. They can stream us live while he's combining. It's unbelievable, these things. These machines are incredible. And finally, a shout out to Tony. Tony drives a tow truck. And this morning, our family was in a jam because my wife's Jeep wouldn't start. And I was in a bit of a rush, and I had this battery box to charge it up, but guess what? The battery box wasn't charged. Jesperson! So we called AMA, and Tony showed up in 28 minutes. And when he pulled up, he went, no way. And I went, what? And he went, I stream Real Talk live every day, every morning in the tow truck. And I said, Tony, may I leave you here to handle this so I can get to the studio and get the show ready? And he said, I'll be tuned in. So Tony, driving a tow truck, this one's for you. Mad respect. You made my morning in more ways than one. A job well done. You can send us your positive reflections anytime to talk at ryanjesperson.com. We so appreciate it when you do. Make it a great Monday, friends, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.